So it should be on. Sorry, guys. Hopefully that's working now. Maybe when I put on a stand, it did something crazy. Okay, thank you. And let me cut this down. Okay, how does this sound now? Okay, so today is Saturday, September 25th, 2021. We're here with a live sewing chat. We'll be here for 2 hours. It is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I do have my projects that I have not worked on since the last time we actually sewed on them. So I'm excited to get started on those and hopefully get those moved further along. Um, Let me go back up to the top and see who was in here. Virgie asking at 7:42, who is here with me? And Vivian was here. She says hi, T and everyone. And she was also talking to Virgie. Cool Gal says, hi, T and everyone from beautiful Maryland. I got my pattern in the mail. Couldn't believe it. Yes. I don't know what's the status on these patterns. It's just ridiculous how the mail is running on those. Robin Boyd said, hello, Miss T and all my beautiful friends. Judy Plaster says, hello, everyone. I hope everyone is having a good day. I was able to have lunch with my two nephews that share a birthday with me today. Now, that's awesome. Virgie says, weather was beautiful today. Enjoyed it. Quilting. Hello, Quilting friends. Hope you all had a wonderful day. Vivian Calvi is also reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Vivian. Teresa McCormick says, boo, Miss T and all. Very glad I could be with you. Janice Miller says, hi, T&T Quilters, checking in from San Diego a little early. Yes. Barbara Polk says hi to everyone. Darlene Crosby says, hey, T and Quilty friends. Beth Bueller says, hello. Happy Saturday, everyone. And Diane 57 says, hi, T and everyone. Maxie Doodle says, good evening, T and friends. Tom Eckery says, hey, T and T Quilters. Melissa LePage says, good evening. People were letting me know that there was no sound. Stephanie of Memoirs of a Longhorn Quilter says, hey, T and everyone, happy Saturday. Sheila Hobbs says, hey, from South Georgia, T. Linda Foose says, hello, everyone, and Miss T. Winfred Baptiste says, hello, Mrs. T and everyone. Katrina says, hello, Miss T and quilt friends. Slowing Down Joe says, hello, T and everyone. Bonita Nance says, hello, Miss T and everyone. Tom Eckery is reminding people to smash that thumbs up button for T. June Hanson says, hi, T and everyone. Sharon Lewis says, hi, T and quilters. Darcy Savali says, hi, T and all quilters. Remember to give T a thumbs up. Thank you. And let's see. Sheila Hobbs says, great, thought it was my device when the sound came back. People were letting me know that they can hear me now. I can hear you now. Craft with Love 55 says, greetings, T and all. Cynthia Washington says, good with the sound. Thumbs up from Bonita, so the sound is good. I cut it down because I listened to my Tuesday chat and it was a little loud to me on my television. And I know some people on certain devices, especially laptops, have lower volume, so it might be lower if you're listening on a laptop, but it was way too loud on a television. Janet is here saying, hey, T and everyone from Ashy Smoke, Bakersfield. Claudette Bettis says, hello, T and everyone. Kananji Roberts says, good evening, all. Cheryl Randall says, hello. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome to the channel. I don't remember your name. Cynthia Field says, hello, T and fellow T's. Husband feeling better now. His surgery went well. I am down for the count, so I am on the couch. Yeah, sometimes you get so exhausted, the whole stress of everything, and even still going through it, just because that's over doesn't mean you're done. But I'm glad you are at least resting. That's good. And Cynthia says, good evening to all from Chicago. Jonah Crutchfield says, hello, T and everyone. Elaine Doucette says, hello. Kevin the Quilter, blessings to all this evening from Central East Missouri. This is T Quilter Nation. Evening, Miss T and all T Quilters. Hey, Kevin, I haven't even talked to Kevin today, I don't think. I think we texted a couple of times, but not talked. Tiffany's Quilting Life is here, says, hi, T and friends. I'm in bed with a migraine, but I'm here listening and sort of watching. So I hope you feel better. I had that the other day. It is not fun. So hope you feel better soon. Janet Mackerel says, hello, T and all. I just thumbs up. Please do if you haven't. That's from Stephanie. Amelia Rubio says, hello, Miss T. Glad to have you with me for the next 2 hours while I sew. You look so good with that white t-shirt. The white t-shirt. I think her keyboard does like mine do when I'm posting on social media. I see one thing, and then when I go back and read it, it's saying something else. I'm like, I didn't put that there. It's just changing things. Bonita is working on a hug block. 2 members of my other quilt group had family members pass away this week. That's sad. So prayers for you and your quilting family. Angela Stringer says, hey, T-folk. I'm watching on my TV. Y'all are good company. Awesome, Angela. A lot of people saying they're sorry that Tiffany isn't feeling well and wishing her well. Susan, that's still the same. As Tiffany says, thanks. Maxie Doodles, and people are giving prayers to Bonita as well. Says, I've been looking forward to the live tonight. My sweetie wants to go out tonight. I said, not tonight. That is so bad. Kevin said, that's a hardcore T quilter. Maxie Doodle laughing out loud. That's great. Yes. Lynette Williams says, hey, everyone, running late. Welcome. We just getting started. Had some technical difficulties. Quilty Graham says, hi, T and everyone. Virgie says, I haven't been sewing, but my fingers have been busy shopping online. Ordered 2 more quilt projects to add to the stash. Yes. Stash acquisition. Leah Bryan says, hi, TNT Quilters. Beth Bueller. Tiffany, I hope the migraine leaves you soon. Bonita's also thanking people for the offered prayers. Teresa saying, I have not been drinking. I thought I typed good evening, Miss T. It's all right. I understand these keyboards. Belinda C says, hello, T and all. I received my pattern yesterday. Thanks. You're so welcome. I just don't understand this whole mail. Don't even get me started talking about that. Lynette Williams is also reminding people to hit the thumbs up. I'm laughing at Susan now. She talking about, T, do you have a haul to share tonight? You know, I wasn't even bringing that stuff in here. I told you all I had an order from Hancock's that was due to come in. Excuse me. I didn't even bring it in here. So I'll do it Tuesday. It's ridiculous. And I did something else stupid, but we'll talk about that on Tuesday too. It's a good kind of stupid. If I start talking about that stuff, well, the other part's in my car. But if I start talking about that, we'll be here all night doing that. So we don't want to do that. Tiffany says, can I get a shout out for Scott? Today is his birthday and I'm ruining it with a migraine. So please say happy birthday to Scott out loud. Happy birthday, Scott. I'm just messing with you. And a lot of people are putting it in the comment section as well. So lots of happy birthday Scotts are popping up. Thank you guys. Sherry and Cliff's 35th anniversary is today. And I'm all whatever the sad face, the face is. But happy anniversary to Sherry and Cliff. That's awesome. Got 2 more of those in, considering the circumstances so far. So that's a great thing to celebrate. A lot of people saying, Virgie is typing, happy birthday, Scott. Can you hear me? And that's what Susan's laughing at me talking about. I remember about the Hancock's Hall. Yep, it came. I think it came yesterday. So I haven't even opened it. That's when you need to stop buying stuff. If you get stuff in and then don't even open it. I'm opening stuff when I'm opening it with you guys, okay? I thought I was going to do something else with that Hancock's order, but I have since then done something else. So that's the problem with the Hancock's order. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? I change my mind every other day. And Judy Plaster says she also shares a birthday with you, Scott. So lots of people are saying happy birthday. I'm not going to read all those names, though. And Bonita saying happy anniversary to Shari. Oh, she says meant to say alone. So she's alone. Okay. You'll be all right for a few hours, girl. He is feeling the love, everyone. I have this on the TV, so he feels thankful. So great. You can't see the comments on TV, but at least, it's been at least 30, at least 30 happy birthdays. So that's pretty cool. And glad to see everyone has something to celebrate from Virgie. Yes. Birthdays, anniversaries. Oops. Trying to sit this here. Oh. Tiffany says they have the comments on our TV. I don't know how you look at comments on your TV. I have to figure that one out, I guess. I forgot to bring a phone stand in here. I probably got one over here that's not stuffed. The stuffing isn't filled. See if I can figure out what I did with that. When you're not wanting stuff, it's always popping up in your face. Soon as you don't want it, then you can't find it. And now I don't see them. I thought I had them in some kind of a container. I must have moved them. I don't know. It is what it is, right? Let's cut this thread. Just some chain piecing 2.5-inch squares on my machine. But I need to at least drop some oil in the top because I haven't cleaned this thing since I got it back from... I haven't oiled it since it's been back from the dealer. I've only sewed on it once, so... We're going to oil from the top. At least put something on here. I know I have one in my bedroom, but I don't want to leave the room for just a phone stand. Okay. Put this back. Now that I got this out the shop, now I need to measure so that I can have my plate cut. Get those marked onto my plexiglass. See if I can get the window guys. Since I was trying to wait over here, like everybody, they take their screen windows out, and so they get them repaired. So I was trying not to go to the window place during the summer months. because I was trying not to get into a rush where if I go in and he's busy, he may not want to be bothered. So I was trying to wait until fall when everybody is putting their glass back in. So, or using just their glass. They're not using the screens at all. But people get their screens repaired here in the summer months. So, let's see. Okay, Tiffany says, on my Roku TV, if you press the up button, you can open comments. Okay, I'm going to have to look at that because I thought I couldn't read comments while I was looking at television. So that's good to know. Tananji Robert says, received a Hancock's order that I completely forgot I ordered. I also received some K-Facet pre-ordered last month. That's pretty cool. Connie says, hello, tea and quilters. And I do know that I got the option to thumb up, but I didn't know that the comments were there. That's what I missed because I do thumbs up on the TV. Virgie says, I bet Kevin is laughing right now. Kevin's well aware of the madness. I haven't been sewing in 2 weeks and helping my mom work on a farm. Aw. I love the whole concept of a farm, but I just don't want to do the work. I have to be in the house. I'll do the cooking and stuff. I don't mind doing that. Y'all, I am neck deep in chicken parts. Chicken quilt pattern parts, that is. Got to get this done for Christmas for my nephew listening here. Okay. Kathy Quilts and Crafts says hello to everyone. My brother says hi, sis, and everyone. I hope you all are staying safe. Just got home. Sharon Brewington says, thanks, Tiff. It worked for me to see comments. Sue says hello from Retreat Tea and Tea Quilters working on 4-star general. Yes. Sam Forrest says hi, Tea and everyone. I'll charge or change devices in a few minutes to help mod. Thumbs up, please. She's reminding people. Connie says, I want to see you, T. You always have fun, T. I think I really like this one. This is my Scrap Quilting Club t-shirt. I think that's what she's saying. Susan says, Lucky Sue, hope you are having wonderful time at retreat. It seemed like you've been at retreat forever. Susan says, Lucky, that's what I just read, sorry. Stephanie says, I've been getting packages just about every day this month. Birthday months are the best. Yes. That's pretty cool. And she even got her husband helping to bring packages in. Dee Dee Hansen here from Michigan. Yes. So, I probably won't do any sewing, but I got these 4 blocks that I need to just sew into 4 patches that I have never even touched. I got a pin in them just holding their positions. So we'll start with these, I think. And Connie said, yes, she was talking about the t-shirt. Yeah. But this is a t-shirt that's for my Scrap Quilting Club, and they come in all different colors, but the lettering is always black. So I've worn this a time or two. I just didn't want to wear one of my Teaquilt shirts since I'm trying to wear the shirts that I'm not wearing because we're not meeting because of still the pandemic. So that's kind of where we are. So haven't sewn a stitch since I sold the 4-star general blocks. Talked about that on Tuesday. Okay, you're going backwards. Like, why are you sewing backwards? Okay, maybe I had hit reverse or something. Okay, it's sewing backwards. Here we go. Okay, let's cut. Put a couple scraps through here. See if it's me. All I did was put some oil on here. I didn't do anything else. It's on the right stitch, the right stitch length. I got the right foot. Okay, let me just cut it off and cut it back on. Okay. Somebody said, T, it looks like your thread is messed up from the spool. So thank you. I'll rethread it. I probably pulled it when I was showing quilt tops because I haven't sewn since. And it's not knotted. I'm going to cut it off anyway. Got a kink. So we'll start with that. Pull this thread through. All right. Ouch. All right. Go back to the scrap piece. Okay, sound like it was gonna stop stitching. All right. Thank you. Who was that? I just saw the comment, but I want to thank you from Linda DeVito says, hi, T and everyone. Welcome from Beverly Hills, Florida. Hello to you. Sue says, vacation in early August and Gil retreat this weekend. Probably the only time I have to myself until after the holidays. Wow. Yeah, everybody wants their babies looking pretty for the holidays. Diane says she's trying to choose her light background. Oh, that was Tom. So thank you, Tom. Appreciate that. Thank you, Tiffany. She's giving you all the link. If you're not already a member of the Teaquilts Facebook group, she's got that for you. I'll pin it up at the top as well for you. Deanna J came in, says, hi, T and Quilters. The Quilted Poodle says, how do you get to the Facebook page for the 4-star General Sew Along? If you purchased your pattern from me, that's the first thing you got to do. Otherwise, you won't be approved. And then if you have purchased your pattern from me and you're using a different Facebook name than what you purchased your pattern under, then you need to send me an email at teaquilts@teaquilts.com and let me know what you purchased your pattern under and the name you purchased your pattern under and your Facebook name that you're trying to request under. Otherwise, it's going to be denied. Then you just go to Facebook and Google 4-star Generals Revisited, or it's got Teaquilts 4-star Generals Revisited Sew Along. You just search for that and it'll come up. Very simple. Cian's back in her moderator mode. And people are telling me it was Tom. Thank you, ladies. Yeah, and it is on the, Tiffany says it is on the website where you purchase the page. The link is on that page as well. T says, a question regarding free motion. When you suggested the serpentine stitch as an easy stitch to stitch, is it setting or free motion using walking foot or free motion foot one to finish table runner? It is with your, feed dogs are up. So if you use a walking foot when you quilt with your feed dogs up, then that's what you're going to use. When I was using my singers to quilt, I never used a walking foot. I just didn't. But that's what you would use as a walking foot. T, are you going to make a video on YouTube for the 4-star General Sew Along? Probably not. I don't know. I've made picture tutorials on the inside of the 4-star general, so probably not. I'll be showing you all our progress in my completed projects videos when they come out. But I have no plans on it right now. Okay. All right, so let's see. My phone only is at 52%, so if I take it off the plug, it's not going to last 2 hours. I'm trying to get it to charge so I can take it off and don't have to worry about this stand. Of course, I don't even know if I'm sewing the right 2 pieces together, but it'll be all right. We got seam rippers, right? When we have all the sewing machine issues, you know how stuff can get moved around on you. But it'll be all right. And then I do want to butt these other seams down here. They're going opposite directions. The serpentine stitch is a stitch and a decorative stitch that's on your machine. You have to set that, and then you also want to lengthen the stitch length. You want to increase that, and you have to do that on a piece of scrap to see where you like it. I like mine's really long and loose, a very loose curve, because when you first stitch it, it's going to be tight like this, just looping back to each side. I like mine like this. Okay. So, yeah. I have to see where it is on my Bernina. Maybe I'll do a video. I've shown people, I've talked about that in various videos. I even done it free motion on, oh, I forgot all about I had a matching point here. It's laying on top of the point. It's on that one. It's been so long since I worked on this stuff. I don't forgot. All right. Sheila Willis says, good evening, tea and quilters. Hi, Sheila. Is the sew along going to be on Facebook? The sew along is already on Facebook for those who have purchased their patterns from me. It's been on Facebook from day one. All right, we're going to butt these seams this time. We're not going to let them sit on top of each other. We're not going to create our own stuff and just sew what we want to sew. She says, thanks. That's from T. Roberts. Okay. Tiffany is explaining a little bit more. Maybe I'm not understanding what she's asking me. The 4-star general sew along. Let me just clarify this for everybody so we're not confused. Kevin and I will be doing a live sew and chat. We will be working on that project. We're not necessarily teaching. It's just a way for me and Kevin to meet once a month and for you all to, y'all said y'all want to see more retreats with T and Kevin. So that's what the purpose of the sew along is for. And doing that sew along, we're going to be working on our 4-star general blocks for the next month. We're not saying we're going to finish them doing that live. We don't even know how long we can be live based on both of our schedules. Things might come up. We might be there just an hour. We might be there. We were there, I think, 3 or 4 hours the last time. So it just depends on what's going on. I'm also having my live even on that same day, I'm doing 2 lives on the third Saturdays of the month because I'm still going to come back and do my 8 p.m. live. So we're sewing. We're not giving any cut sizes or anything like that. We're just sewing and we're chatting. It's a live sewing chat during the day at 12 noon Central Standard Time. Then we have a Facebook group for the sew along. That's for the people that purchase their patterns from my website, Teaquilts.com. And there is a link to the Facebook group if you did purchase your pattern from me. I think we've got just about all the members in there because it may only be about 5 people that are not in there because the other ones have let me know that they don't use Facebook, and we're over about 95 members right now. So it's not too many more people that need to get in. So all the tips, advice, helping people, all of that stuff is over in the Facebook group. That's not going to be on YouTube anywhere. I will not be making any separate videos giving instructions for how to make those blocks either. I do plan at some point, maybe I'll just wait to January, and I will be doing like 1 block a month of some other quilt block that I'm going to be working on. And I talked about maybe using some of the antique blocks that I got here. I might do blocks of the month on those. So it's stuff like that that's going to be coming up, and I'll just start that January instead of starting it mid-year, just not to confuse people. And you can make that as a sew along, but it will not be any kind of a group. It will just be a video. And if you want to do the block of the month that I'm doing, you can do that as well. And then at the end, you'll have 12 blocks that you can put into a sampler quilt. So hopefully that clarified everything. Tiffany is being the hostess with the mostest. Shari put her walking foot on a machine to help me sew batting for bean bags, and I hate it. Can't keep fabric straight. Any suggestions, please? Not from me. Maybe somebody in the comments can help you because I just told you all I don't use walking feet. I don't like them. So I don't use them. T, you have the patience of Job. That's Mary. I try. And I try, and then if I feel like I'm getting a lot of questions about the same thing, then that's when I'll back up and I'm like, maybe I'm not making it clear. So I try to have patience. I have more patience in teaching than I have in anything else. C-Rack says, hey, T and quilters. Darcy came back saying thumbs up, everybody. Virgie says, thank you, T. No more questions, laughing out loud. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page, because when you see us doing one thing with the 4-star general, the purpose of it is not the 4-star general. It's just the purpose for me and Kevin to sew. So I can see where that would get confusing. So that's why I wanted to clarify that. Barbara Nelson says, hello, T. Hi, Barbara. Welcome to the live. I don't know where I am. If I don't have to pull out a pen, that means oh my goodness. What in the heck? These seams should be matching up. And they're not. I must have switched something when I picked them up off the floor or something. Because I didn't even touch those blocks. But let me make sure my first set's ready to go. We don't want to rip anything, that's for sure. Let's see. These two have the cross in the middle. They're right. This one might be right then. But it's not. No, it's not. It can't be right. Well. This one is turned wrong. That's what it is. It's like I know when something's not matching up. I know it's wrong. We don't want to be using a ripper all night. I'm hot. Making mistakes. Drink some water. use clips on my other pieces back here. I use whatever pin cushion or whatever thing I have available, because sometimes I have like some of my older pins that I just use to hold sets together when I'm cutting. I'll leave like my old cruddy pins or pins I don't really want to sew with because they're kind of fat. So I'll leave those in my older pin cushions and I don't throw stuff away. So I use those for these because I only had 4 blocks, so it only took 4 pins. And then I was using all my old pins on my, when I wrap my fabric, I would pin it. And now I'm using those clips, so that's why I got pins available, the old pins again. But I had used them all up. And now that I'm using fabric yardage, when I was making those panel quilts, I went ahead and, see, I have to probably press these seams open. I'm going to press them to the side. We're not going to do it today. I normally, when I'm doing anything with half square triangle-ish type stuff, I normally press my seams open. But I'm being lazy. We're going to deal with the consequences later. That would be like at the long arm. I'll put a spoon foot on. Sometimes I quilt with my spoon foot. And then when I need to use the 1/4 inch, I have to take it back off. Right now I got my 1/4 inch foot on because I was doing something where I was stitching 1/4 inch away from the seam line. And I haven't put the spoon foot back on, but this would be one that it would be a good idea to put the spoon foot back on. I guess since I put one pin in, now I'm pinning everything. And I don't know why I'm using these pins when I got these pins sitting right here. Let's see. Kathy is home. I'm seeing Diane says, I'm so happy you're home, Kathy. So welcome home. Glad everything worked out. Stephanie says, y'all, I gotta actually see how the AccuQuilt system works. Videos are nice, but for me, seeing it being used in person helps me a lot more. Yes, just remember about that lengthwise grain. Don't miss that part. Tiff says, it happens, T. I don't even try to sew or quilt. My brain is wonky. I'd be so messed up sewing everything wrong. Yep. Which just only, this is because this kind of happens to me when I don't sew on a particular project in a while. I start to make a mess of it. And then I just realized, do I have my, nope, I don't even have the 4-star general book in here. I'm going to need it for my next project because I put my pattern in the back of it. Cynthia says, T, do you have a picture of your pattern? No. This is Hey June by GE Designs. They had this in June as a YouTube sew along. The videos are still there. I was one day late getting the pattern. And when she was doing the live videos on that Saturday, Friday was the last day to get your pattern. So what I did was I woke up and I turned on YouTube to see what was on, and she was on there live, and so I just clicked on it to see what she was doing, and she was on part 1 of the sew along. So I didn't even get up right then. I waited for her to come back. I think she was doing like every 2 hours she'd upload a part or something like that, and so I watched the second part, and then by the time we got to about the 4th part, I decided maybe I want to do this. So I went back to part 1 and started writing down information. So I don't have the pattern. I wasn't there in time. So, but I'll show you my 4-patch when I take it off. It won't be pressed because I'm just pressing the intersection where with a wooden iron where my seams need to go opposite direction. I'll press this stuff later. I just hate to put my back to you guys to press doing the live, so I try not to unless I absolutely have to. I got so much other stuff to sew here that I don't need to be worrying about pressing these because I got to figure out what position they're going in once they're sewn anyway. So, all right, put a pin in here in the center. That's really the only pin I need. I just need to match these seams. And you have to have, I don't know if you know about GE Designs, but you have to have their, well, you don't have to. It's a lot easier if you've got the stripology ruler, because the marks are already there for you. But you can square them up with a regular ruler, or just using your mat. You don't even have to have a scrub ruler at all. So I just finger press my center section. So it's not going to lay flat. But this is what we're making. Whoops, trying to see if you can see it. There we go. So this is my block. It's going to be pretty. This was supposed to be from my Gill challenge, the colors, the coral. We had to make something with coral. And 4-star generals happened. So I didn't get it finished. I am in the process. I just loaded. I have a customer that gave me 3 quilts. I'm sorry. I got the biggest one on my machine now, quilting it. And the other ones are small ones, so I can get her stuff quilted. And then I got to do Dee Dee's. And Dee Dee, I did pick designs. I was trying to, you were talking about, we'll just chat here in the chat, just between us. I'm wondering if your quilt is so busy that I'm wondering if variegated thread is going to make it lose the quilting design, not enhance it. If you want the quilting design to pop up, you've got to almost pick a thread that's going to contrast with most of the scrappy squares. And that's going to, it'll be a little bit difficult because it is a scrappy quilt. But I think you're wanting to use variegated thread because you think it will show up. But I think variegated thread might get lost in all those fabric squares because they're just 5-inch charms. So, but I was going to send you that in the email when I send the designs. Hi, Denise, Soul Patch 33. Kathy says, thanks, T. You're welcome. I couldn't agree with you more. Katrina, MST, I'm the president of the Rip It Club, looking for new members, laughing out loud. No, ma'am. I am not interested. Oh, that is funny. No, ma'am. Uh-oh. This one ain't nowhere near matching up, but we got to feed it in. I got the big part on top, too. We'll work it with our fingers. Release. This is a lot of stretching right here. You got to do what you got to do sometimes. This is when I cut my first blocks and I didn't have the stripology ruler, so they're kind of cut in a different spot. And so then when I started using the stripology ruler, it was in a different position, so they're a little bit off on I think I had half of the blocks done before I got the ruler. So yeah, I did 16 blocks, and so I'd had 8 of them already done, so they're just a little bit different. It'll be all right. We'll quilt it out, as they say. Uh-oh, here we go again. This one was on top, And it's not matching up with this one on the bottom to be. I don't know what I did when I picked these blocks up. Okay. Got to go back and look at it. Let's see. If I just look at this one. I didn't pick them up right. I had them all laid out right. I just picked them up any way I wanted to, apparently. I thought I was doing it right. All right. Put this under there where we want this point to line up. And I think I had already quilted. I don't know if I quilted Betsy's quilt, Hey June, already, or if it's, I know I quilted two others. I know I did her Wanda quilt for GE Designs. And I can't remember the other one right now. But I know I wanted to get this Hey June done just to get it off my to-do list. All right, we got two more here. Dee Dee says, I ordered from AccuQuilt. They sent me the wrong thing. Product was labeled wrong on side of package. They didn't answer phone. They don't answer phones on weekends, so we'll call Monday. Their customer service is poor. I don't know if AccuQuilt is even open on the weekend. I don't know. I've never had that happen to me. I've never had to return anything. I do know that AccuQuilt is not in their office working. And so they just, when you get in touch with them, I would also email them too. Send it through customer service in an email. And also call. And they should take care of it. I know I had an issue with some price that should have been one price and it wouldn't come up. It was, okay, say on the out, like when you click on a product, it would, when it, like if you were saying, oh, you want to buy Go Cubes and you went to the Go Cube section, in that section, it said one of the Go Cubes was one price. And then when I clicked on the inside of it, it said the Go Cube was another price, which was higher. So I went back on the outside, did a screenshot of the price that was on the outside, because that's why I clicked on it. And I sent it to them. And they did, I wrote them in an email, and they responded right away. And they said, the price that you paid is the correct price. But, you know, that was a mistake on our website, and they have corrected their website. But they did honor the price that I had on that screenshot showing that it should have been that price. I think they have good customer service. I think it's because they're not like actively in an office because of COVID. They haven't been back in the office yet. And so that's what's a little different. They only meet to do their lives. And that's not all of their staff. Their staff is working from home. Their customer service people are working from home. So I doubt if anybody works that on Saturday. You know, some quilt shops are closed Sunday, Monday, and they're open on Monday. So I guess if you're giving people 2 days off. Okay, here we go again. I just didn't pick up these blocks right. I have no idea what's up with that. I'm having to turn everything. And the reason I know they're not right, it's a good thing I'm trying to match up these diamond pieces. If it wasn't for that, I'd just been sewing a mess. 3 of my 4 blocks were wrong. I'm behind in the comments, guys. Because I'm sewing. Let's see. Remo says, good evening, Miss T and Quilters. Thumbs up. Hi, Remo. Welcome. Phyllis G says, hi, T and everyone. Welcome, Phyllis. Denise is also reminding people to hit that thumbs up. People liking the block. Yes, I love the fabrics, and I was so mad when we went to Guild on last Thursday, not this week's Thursday, last week's Thursday. And I didn't even have my quilt. It was still in blocks. I thought I was going to get this done and have it done. I was going to do it all by machine binding because I'm like, it's not that serious, just getting it done to participate. Yeah. No can do. That's how it happens sometimes. 1, 2. So I leave those 2 connected. Leave these. This one's sewed. I'm half done with these. Press the seam the opposite direction. I didn't have to cut that off. Cut it in the wrong place. Thanks everybody for your comments. Say pretty and large. The blocks are 12-inch finished blocks. And so I'm one of those people that instead of sewing long rows together, I sew my stuff into 4 patches. I sew my rows into 4 patches, and then I sew those into larger 4 patches. So that way I'm not dealing with long rows. If I got 12-inch blocks, you know, the seams on that stuff gets very long. So that's how I do it. So this is not their block. The block is the individual 12-inch block. That's your block, because you can set this any kind of way. This is just a setting that I chose. The way you can rotate these blocks, you can set these in so many different ways. So that was what was so neat about the pattern. It's just that I like these points coming together. I just like the look of that. So that's the way I chose to do it. Thank you, Stephanie. Thanks all the people that's saying it's pretty. Thank you. French Seam says hello to all the quilters. Hello. So again, we got to do some easing here. Maybe I'll turn it this way. I may not have to ease that much over here. Let's see. It's about the same. You got to ease one way or the other. And that's because, like I told you all, I had cut blocks at different times. But it looked like it might be less easing on top over here. I want to put the easing really next to my feed dogs if I can. But I don't want to break my thread and sew, you know, each direction. Because I'm lazy. And it'll quilt out, you know. Don't do what I do doing sewing chats. Unless I'm teaching. And my pen's underneath the bottom. Now the part that was the biggest part of the easing is on the bottom, so that's good. That's what it should be. And this part is no problem. It's just to the end. I've got about 1/8 of an inch I'm short. Once I lined up that seam. All right, I think I got just one more to sew here. And then we move on to something else. Sort of, kind of. Hi, Dora Camarina. Thank you. Maxie Doodle says, T, watching you sew those blocks, they look so huge compared to the 4-star General border blocks. Don't you start. Yeah, the 4-star General is challenging for some quilters. And some people are figuring out how to get around it, you know. I think Sue made hers with half square triangles, and somebody else, I want to say Carissa, made hers. I think she was the first one that made it with half square triangles. So that's how they're making their star blocks, with the half square triangles. So it's a lot easier for them that way. Especially if you're not die cutting, which I'm die cutting about 90% of this quilt, I think. Probably more than that, but that's the start. All right. Tiffany says, it's okay that you're behind, T. I am too. Making sure I'm ready for the quilt show is taking all my energy. Yeah, I know you've been working on stuff. Showing me some pretty stuff, girl. You've been shooting them pictures. Pretty stuff. Okay. All right. Line up this last seam here for these blocks for right now. I have to lay them back out to see where I want to put them as far as position. Just sew onto a scrap. I want two dull colors right next to each other. Have one dull and a bright one. And then chain piece here. I haven't even used the new, well, I am using one of the features, the feet recognition. I am using that, but I haven't used any of the other features of the upgrade. They even said we got new designs on the upgrade. I haven't even gone in there to check them out. So, showed you one. They're all the same, just different fabrics. So that's another block. And I got like more. This was in a charm pack that was left over from another project. And then I had two of the same charm packs and I needed fabric. I had enough that one charm pack would have done the quilt, but I didn't like some of the fabric. So I went to the second charm pack that I had a duplicate of. So what I'm doing is I'm using up a lot of that charm pack, except for this pink, the green, and this dotted one is my colors that I added. So basically the greens, half square triangles, the printed half square triangles, the big prints, those all are in that fat quarter bundle. So now I just need to lay these out to see where I want to put them as far as these 4 patches. And they need to be pressed. So we're not doing that today. I'll do that. I'll press them, lay them out. I could come back with it ready. And then what I think I'm going to do is figure out one of those prints, probably the light background, put a border on it, and then whatever other squares I have in that pack, I'm just going to cut them into strips and make a piano key border or something like that out of them just to get rid of it. Darcy says, very nice. Wish I could get my blocks that straight. Once you learn your 1/4 inch seam and you do what you're supposed to do, if you don't sew an S, you'll have a straight seam. And believe me, I have seen people sew S. They say, why doesn't my block lay flat? And then I just say, well, let's just see. You know, I walk people through the whole process instead of telling people what it is, because I'm not going home with you. So I teach people how to troubleshoot their issues when they're sewing. Didi say, what colorful thread do you suggest? I would go with what you recommend on thread color. Okay, when I get it, what I end up doing is when I load a quilt, when I'm ready to quilt it, I'll put different thread on top of it, and then I can take a snapshot of that and let you see it, or I decide on a color. So I'll do that and see what goes with most of the fabric. Kevin, cockle-doodle-doo. Sorry, the chickens are pretty lively tonight, coming to life. What color is your quilt, D? Phyllis says, why did you use Stripology instead of AccuQuilt? Because AccuQuilt didn't do this technique. Stripology ruler is doing something totally different than AccuQuilt. This is totally different. It's a technique thing. It's not just cutting the pieces and sewing them back together. And Diane says it was open on weekends pre-COVID. I don't know nothing about that. I have never tried to call AccuQuilt on the weekend. And June says I could never get a hold of them. They are closed on Saturdays. That is not the problem. The problem is when I call for advice, I wait 20 minutes on phone and finally give up and hang up. I'm telling you, if you just send an email with your issue, you can take a picture with your phone, they know what your order is. You're gonna give them your order number, show them the disc that the the thing that you received in your package. Make sure you didn't open it, hopefully, and tell them that you got the wrong product, and then they'll respond, and they responded to me right away. So, and they are severely understaffed. I guess so, with all the YouTube tutorials that they're doing, and they selling out of stuff, but they're shipping fast, which is amazing to me how fast they're shipping. Remo says, I emailed, they called me the next day. 100 people, only 56 people have hit the thumbs up. That's Darcy. Get them, Darcy. And Remo says, I emailed Pam. June says, I sent them emails and they never did call, so I haven't bought anything since. And that's June. It's just good to know. It's good to know what's going on with you guys and stuff, so it can be handled. And sometimes, if you ordered off my link, let me know, because I have an affiliate person at AccuQuilt that I talk to too. I'll shoot it to him and say my people are saying, Sorry, everyone not doing well tonight. Dinner made it worse. When all else fails, go to bed. She says 99. Hit the thumbs up. I'll catch replay tonight. Good night, Sin. Take care. Hope you feel better. Question: once we complete a block from the 4-star generals, will it go into our binder in a sleeve under the title of the block? You could fold it into 4s and put it back into your binder. She's talking about what to do with this. You could fold it in 4s and put it back in your sleeve. You could get a separate container that you can put your blocks in. You can put them up on your design wall and leave them there all year if you want. If you're not going to put anything else up for a year. So yeah, but you got options. I'm probably going to put mine into the sleeve of the binder. And then I'm going to be adding on to mine as I'm going. So it'll just be getting bigger and bigger. And eventually it'll just be folded in the book. That's how I'm going. Or like I can put mine. I normally put mine in my project, whatever I'm working on right here. So maybe I put my top in here. And then I'll keep my pieces all in the book. Maybe that's what I'll do. But you have to decide how you want to keep them. You can use a 2-gallon Ziploc bag. You might work as well. I don't know. Eric Otis here saying, hello, everybody. Kind of multitasking here. That's right. Get it done. Figure out, pop in, and be sociable. A lot of people saying hi to Eric. Thank you, Denise. She's reminding people to really hit that thumbs up button. Elizabeth Hewitt says, newbie on here. I'm a night owl watcher. Yes. I'm up at night sewing. So welcome, Elizabeth, to the channel. Appreciate you popping into the comment box. A lot of people are welcoming her, which is what we do here. Quiltigram says, beautiful. Love the colors. Well, thank you. We're going on to the next pieces. This is that other project I got. And I've got all of these clipped because they get sold to each other. And then the problem is when I have a small piece, I'm not going to be sure if it goes on the top or the bottom. We'll start sewing them to the bottom. And then if we have to take them apart, we'll take them apart. Although we don't like that part. So Eric's working on the video that should have come out today. He's learning as a new YouTuber producing videos that YouTube won't let you do what you tell people you're going to do. Because sometimes it's my editing software acting up. Then it's YouTube acting up. And then when I finally get it all uploaded to YouTube, it ain't synced. So then I have to start all over again. I am sick of YouTube sometimes. I love YouTube and then I hate YouTube, okay? I'm trying to figure out why do I have this name on my desk here. I have no idea. I'll just slide that up there. We're on row number 4 here, which this is a diagonal quilt, so row number 4 ain't nothing. When you're doing a diagonal set quilt. And he's hoping he'll have it up tomorrow. Dee Dee says, you go ahead and pick thread. I trust you. Okay. Cynthia says, stay in the dark. No TV and cool cloth on eyes. Talking to Tiffany. Yep. LeConte Middleton says, good evening. Hi. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while. Stephanie says, T, earlier tonight, you oiled your machine. When you take out the hook and oil, lining it back up is a booger. Any tips? When I take out the hook, when you take out the hook and oil, I just oiled from the top. And then the other one, I would suggest watching Bernina Jeff video on oiling your Bernina, because he's really good and shows you how you can just lay it down into the black thing and pop it up and then roll your hand wheel and the magnet will catch. If you're talking about the silver piece that's in your bobbin case, that's a whole nother issue. T says, they responded to me quickly and sent me free ruler despite event being over. June says, I can't find out how to put my points in to get credit and never did get an answer. If you have an account, your points are automatically added to the, your points are automatically added. So you don't do anything to get points. You have to have an AccuQuilt account to get points, though. My stuff is flying with the... I got the fan on high. It is not on medium like it normally is. I got hot. I got hot when I start switching those pieces around. And see, this is what I was talking about. I don't know if these go on the top or the bottom. I'm gonna say the bottom. If they're wrong, we'll take care of it later. The bottom is what's growing, so that's what we're gonna put this on. That's my rationale, and I'm sticking to it. And I know I'm behind in the comments too, so I can't comment and read. And so I try to, though. When I start one of these rows, I almost need to finish it so I don't get stuff mixed up. I'm going to put these up here to hold my pieces in place. This gets sewed onto here, so I'm just going to put a pin in here just to temporarily hold it, because I can't sew it because it's on the machine. So I'll go to the next stack. Celia Swain says, hello, T and Quilty friends. Finally caught alive. Hello, welcome back, Celia. And T is pinning her drunkard's path. I got a clip here. I guess I need the clip container, but it's probably not in here. Yes, it is. I take stuff out, you know, and don't put it back sometimes. So, yeah. So, I got all my rows on. I laid out this entire quilt because it was confusing according to the way it was written by the pattern instructor or the pattern writer, whatever. So I laid the entire quilt out And now I'm just able to sew. And then before I sew all these rows together, I'm going to lay it out again to make sure. Don't want any trouble. This is one of those quilts that's on point, but it's not on point pieces. You're cutting off your edges when you're done, and that part I don't like. I'd rather just go ahead and add my half square triangles or whatever, my quarter square triangles. But I'm doing it the way she says, because it's my first time. Got an extra one here. Vicky Lemire saying hello. Elizabeth says, hi everyone, I'm working on 100-year-old wedding ring repairs and quilting a Dutch dowel sashing and quilting. Yes. A lot of people keep asking me about, do you do quilt repairs? And I'm like, nope. I don't do mending. I hate mending, so I am not getting into the quilt repair business. I'll applicate you a star on top. That's all you're getting out of me. That's all you get from me. Oops. This last one on there. I have to concentrate when I'm flipping these pieces around. So hold on a second. These are my Tula Pink is it True Colors? I think. This is not True Color. Is it True Color? No, this is not True Color, I don't think. I forgot the name of this. Is the So What or something? Kevin will let me know I'm messing it up pretty soon. Because it's got the sewing scissors and pins and stuff on this. Okay. That's row 5. This gets sewed to here. And I'm just putting a pin in to hold temporarily because I don't want that clip to come off of 2 pieces. I would cry. So we can sew row number 4. I like that I'm working in different color palette. This is like the soft jewel tones almost. And I'm used to working with hard jewel tone colors. So this is more pastels. I like it. It's not that very soft pastels. So I still get a lot of color. Okay, that's row 4. Last seam on row 5. And we did 2, and then I'll read some comments. All right. Teresa Louise, I quilt 2 is here, says hello, tea and friends. Hi, Teresa. Eric said, YouTube screwed up my video upload last week. Okay, I screwed up the video upload. I was supposed to set the video to upload on 9/18/21. Instead, I put 9/18/22. You should have been able to just go in and change the time that it released. About the points. When I used your link, it didn't let me create an account. I had to call them because I assumed I created the account. I called and they did fix it for me. So that's good to know, Stephanie. When I click on my link myself, it takes me to AccuQuilt. I shop all I want to. When I get ready to check out, it says sign in, create an account, or check out as a guest. And then you have to click that you want to sign in. But I always just click my link and go in. And that's the one thing I do like about AccuQuilt, is that they'll let me purchase my own stuff. Like Amazon won't give me credit when I use my own link. But I like that AccuQuilt will let me use my own credit. So that's good. How do you spend your points? I couldn't find a button to redeem mine. When you check out, when you tell it you want to check out, you go to your checkout cart, then the cart comes up on your left. On the right, it's telling you what your total is. And then right up under the total, it'll say redeem points. If you click that button, it'll pull up, you want to redeem some of your points or all of your points. And then you use a slider bar to tell it how much you want to redeem. And then if you've got a code, the same place where you put the code in, and up under, it's up, the redeem points is up under the code where you put your code in for any specials that they're running. So they're all over on the right side of your screen. Maddie Barnum is here saying, hello T, I am ready to sew. How is everyone? Hi Maddie. June says, that doesn't come up, so I confused, so not buying anything. Yeah, it always comes up. You got to be signed in order to redeem points. So when you click on checkout, it'll say, do you want to sign? You need to log in. So say you click on my link. You click on a link to enter the site. Then just go ahead and log in. You'll know that you're logged in. And then when you go to the cart, it's all sitting there waiting for you. But you've got to be logged in order to use your points, because otherwise they don't know who points you're getting. So I've never had any problem using my points. Now, I do know sometimes it might take you, like if you put in an order one day, it might take you up to 2 days for your points to show up. So if you're doing another quick order like in the same day, your points are not going to be there, because like I ordered my stuff in one ordered another order when I was getting Kevin's birthday stuff. And so I was not able to use my reward points from the previous order because I hadn't got them put through yet. So it doesn't automatically go through just by the computer. And then when it did go through, they sent me an email saying my reward points were there. But it was like the next day or so. All right, we're still back with this little short piece. We're going to put them all on the bottom. Well, up to a certain number of row, I guess. And then after that, we'll just pin them and leave them dangling or something after I get nervous about sewing them. We'll see. Okay. A little short piece here. All right. I'm only reading at 9:13. I know I'm behind. This is row 4 and 5. I guess I should put 4 on the bottom. Just put them on the floor. I'm not pressing anything right now tonight. Okay. I see my son just started a fire in the backyard. I'm going to make some s'mores. See you all next Saturday. That was a long time ago. So, Darcy, long gone. um, I tried not to, but it keeps coming. Laughing out loud. Star is better than some of these messes. Thank you, Denise, reminding people, and Tiffany for you all coordinating and maneuvering through the chats. Appreciate that. Denise says good night too. Says it's been a long, very long day. Yes, I feel like that too, and I don't even have anything to show for it. When you have them kind of days where you feel like you're doing stuff but ain't nothing getting done. Yeah. So my latest Netflix thing I watched, just fell into it, was, I don't know if you all told me or if I just fell into it. I think I just fell into it. It was Dr. Forster. You talk about some crazy stuff. It's like I can't live my life with all the drama that was going on in that movie. That television series. It's not a movie. It's a Netflix series. Dr. Forster. So we'll see if anybody has heard of that one. Kevin says, handmade by Tula. Yes. I said it's so what? Thanks, Kevin. Pastels are some of my favorite colors. Yes. Teresa says she's talking to Mary. Okay, thanks, T. You're welcome, Elizabeth. No problem. Okay, thanks. Maybe next week I'll try that. David's here. Pigment says, clearly my wife is infected by some quilting virus. Where do I go to get her vaccinated? My poor wallet is puckering. Again, David. You're in the wrong group. You just got to work harder. What are you making? I don't know. Okay. I really don't. I've had this stuff put up for like 3 weeks. It's a pattern that I purchased, and I don't have the book in here, but I already had everything clipped together. So that's why I'm able to sew what I'm sewing so far. And then eventually I'm going to have to stop sewing these short pieces on when I get to a certain row. Let's see. 19. How many is it total? 21. So I'll do this on 11 of them, and then the rest of them I won't be sewing that final piece on. But it's making kind of like a plaid type pattern with the fabrics. So they have to be in a particular order in order for it to work. So it was kind of confusing reading the pattern. So I laid all my pieces out and clipped them all together. So I'm hoping that I've got everything clipped right. And I'm going to lay it out again before I sew rows together. Just to make sure. But Kevin might help y'all with the name. Kevin know more about stuff. I don't remember names of stuff. I have so much going on in my head that's not even important to me anymore. We're on row number 7. I will have it next week because I'll have to have my binder. So I'll have it next week. Time told Kevin, it's probably going to get much worse before it gets better. That's what I'm saying. You might have to get a part-time job. This is the Tessa quilt by Erica Jackman. I just saw it pop up on the screen up there. Thank you, Kevin. The Tessa quilt. So you can Google it, see what it looks like. It's got a lot of pieces. I know that. So this is kind of like the sashing row here. And then you have a big blocks row. So, but everything's got a place. And if it's out of order, it will be noticed. If your quilt's hanging up, that is. So, this is just one of those projects. I bought the pattern on the Iowa Shop Hop trip. And then I purchased these fabrics from I think the Red Hen. The little Red Hen. Kevin's probably cracking up. He knows. I don't care what quilt shop I go in. If they're not St. Louis quilt shops, like the St. Louis metropolitan area, anywhere else, I'm not even trying to keep the name straight. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. I gotta put this one up here because it's going on the last one. Put that on the floor. Oh, he did put it in there. He says the Tessa quilt by Erica Jackmans. He did put it there. I think this is junk because I wasn't up here before. Oh, I don't know if it jumped or not. If I didn't read your comment and it needs to be read, just put it in here again. He says I bought it from Inspired to Sew. I can't remember where I bought what from. Thank you, Kevin. Because they was having sales when we got back home. We ordered from 2 different places that were in Iowa. That I do know. Kevin says, Kevin, also known as Miss T's personal assistants. Correct. Betsy's here saying, hello all. My conference is over for the night. Yes. That's pretty cool. I was talking about you. Betsy, did I quilt your Hey June yet? I can't remember. I know I did your Wanda. And I did like 1 or 2 other GE quilts for you, but I can't remember if I did your Hey June yet. Or if you even got it pieced. Row 7. This one's next. And I should not be sewing on this while I'm live, distracted, but I am. That's why I'm going to lay it out before I sew everything together. Before I sew these rows together. These 2 can go together. Thank you, everyone. One of the best quilters to be part of. Today is a rough day. See you Tuesday. Good night, Remo. Take care. Continue prayers for her and her family, guys. Her and her dad. And her husband, too. The whole family, really. But she says, I didn't do a Hey June. I just got the pattern. Okay. As I said, I can't remember what colors it was, but I know I just did 2, and I thought I had did 1 earlier. I think I've done 3 of your GE designs. Cause I'm like, Betsy did so many of them, I had to check and see if that's all she did. Because I'm trying not to be stuck over there using the stripology ruler the rest of my life. I got a die cut. Ellen Campbell is here. She says hi to June. I don't know if she said hi to the rest of us yet, but let's see. It's probably coming. Maybe. Hi, Ellen. And Diane says, I'm sewing too. What does the pattern look like? I don't know. Betsy, I don't know. I don't know if she's talking about, I don't know if she's talking about this one. This is the Tessa quilt by Erica Jackman's, Erica with a K. Ellen saying she's on her way to the ER, had a bad fall early today. Now my side is hurting from the inside. Oh my gosh, take care of yourself. You quilted my Wanda, Harmony, and Hope. Okay, I knew it was 3 from GE Designs. I can't keep up when they name and stuff like this. It's like I can't keep up with them anyway. So they got names, like people names to these quilts sometimes. Oh, she says I said hello to everyone. Okay, because I might have missed it because my screen jumped all of a sudden. Thank you. You take care of yourself. I hate you out going to the ER this time of the night, though. On a Saturday night, too. No working curtains. What are you talking about, Diane 57? If I missed your comment up above, just pop it back in. My screen jumped, and I don't feel like scrolling back through all of that trying to find where I left off. I didn't even touch it, and it jumped. It normally stays on my last one when I put my hand on there and start scrolling. So I don't know why it jumped. It'll jump when I get a super chat, but no super chat came through, so I don't know why that happened. Ellen says that she can't sleep with the pain. I imagine not. I know I had that migraine. I couldn't even go to sleep just laying there. I started taking all kinds of stuff. Mine, thank goodness, ended up just being sinus, and so I've been able to control it ever since. Just making sure I take sinus meds. So hopefully they get you straight. Another one of those little short pieces. And the reason why I'm sewing these little short pieces is because when it's put on, when it's cut, when it's set on point, you don't need this part up here. So I understand why they're doing it, but I just would have rather just put triangles in this stuff and had it already set on point. But I didn't make the adjustment to the pattern. I do want to do this pattern again, but I didn't make the adjustments to it because I want to stitch it once the way she says, and then I'll make my changes so I know for sure what's going to work and what's not going to work. This one goes on the floor. She says, I think Ellen's daughter will be taking her to the hospital. Yeah, but it's still late at night. Yeah. You'd be amazed at what goes on in the ER at night, especially on a weekend. It's just craziness goes on. Yeah, I hope her daughter is taking her. I'm cross stitching tonight, just learning with Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop, Cross Stitch University. It will be insomnia, car ride with the elderly driver, and appointment projects. That's pretty cool. I tried counted cross stitch. I could do a 4x4, but if I wanted one of the big pretty things, like, you know, a garden with all the different pretty flowers and all of that, it just was not going to happen. I did not enjoy it. All the different thread changes and having to count, because that's what it's called, counted cross stitch, because say you have to go over 75 rows before you stitch that color again, and yeah, I gave up. Little simple stuff, yes, but they're not pretty. They're not the prettiest. They're still, they were cute. They weren't exquisite and beautiful. So that's not what I want, but I don't want to do what I want. Okay, this piece is the end. Goes on here. And maybe I should try to show you some of this big row to kind of let you see what's happening here, because I'm kind of putting the same fabric in a row. Sorta, kinda. Okay, so this is the top of the row. This is the bottom. I'm hoping I can stitch this without taking it off. Let's see. Kind of like how I do my quilt borders. I go pull the other end around instead of just piecing off or breaking the thread. Reach around and pull the whole other side border. Now, I did not. I can't remember if I even starched this fabric, because it came fresh off the boat and it wasn't wrinkled. I can't even remember. And these are big pieces. I probably didn't starch because they're all straight and they're big pieces. I probably just started sewing. So I started cutting and sewing. All right, I'm gonna take this one off. I just sewed on a square so I wouldn't unclip another section. So it's the same print in a row with another print going in between. So basically that's what I'm sewing. So it's very simple sewing. And then when I get to the end, this is going to be cut on a diagonal where it's going to be going this way. So I'm not going to need this at the top. So that's why they didn't make this a big piece. So I understand what she's doing, but I would have still preferred to just go ahead and make. But I don't know how you would make the setting triangle. So that's what I want to see. See if I can figure out how to cut the setting triangles for these rows. My machine is going and going and going. Amelia says, Miss T, what kind of thread do you use on your longworm quilting machine? Do you ever use glide thread? I have about 3 spools of glide, and I haven't switched over to Glide, so I'm still using Permacore in my top, and then I also use Superior's bottom line in my bobbin, and that's how I got my tension set. And so I'm kind of leery about switching over, especially since I have a lot of Permacore thread. And so I don't plan to switch over to Glide anytime soon. I do know that people love it because it's I just got some notification from Get Inspired. Don't know what that's about. It's I just don't know about switching over right now because I got so much thread, and then I've even had people who have switched over to Glide giving me their thread, so I got even more thread. The Permacore thread, not bottom line. I buy all of my bottom line, and I haven't bought top thread in a long time. Probably, I'm just guessing, maybe 3 years, because I've had people giving me thread. And then I've also bought some thread off the marketplace. I've also bought thread when people were having estate sales. So right now, I'm not buying any thread. The amount of thread that I do have, I'm just going to keep using what I work. The tension settings work for me. But I do know a lot of long armors have switched over to Glide and said it's less lint. I do know that. I just have to make sure I'm cleaning my machine. So, Virgie, what is the name of the quilt you are sewing together? The Tessa quilt. I think Ellen's daughter, yeah. Read that one. What is the name of the quilt you're sewing together? I prefer machine embroidery over cross stitching. I prefer machine embroidery too. Connie says, we'll be thinking good thoughts for Ellen. That's sweet. Tiffany uses glide thread. That's fine. June says, that sounds like fun, but I get lost, but glad you can. Memoirs of a long arm quilter. Kathy says, I love the cross stitch. I find it relaxing. That's pretty cool. Elizabeth says, that is a very pretty pattern too. Yes, just go Google it. The Tessa quilt. Erica Jackman. Erica is with a K, not a C. I only want to do quick, small projects, nothing over 11 inches tall. Just a little something to take my mind off certain things going on around me, and that's awesome. Hand job, handwork. Angel Johnson says, do you remember year 2001 or 2002? In 2002, we did have Facebook. We didn't or did have Facebook or YouTube. Who was president back then? Obama? I let the other people handle that. Bush was president. That's what Kathy says. If it's not in my brain for me to talk about, I don't do well pulling back from memory. I can't even remember the name of the pattern I'm sewing. So my family talk about stuff that happened as a kid, and I'm just sitting there going, I don't remember all that. But okay, whatever. Thank you, Kathy. She says beautiful colors. And Diane says, I hate counted cross stitch. I didn't mind if it's stamped cross stitch, yeah. But then I didn't like, the stamp cross stitch. It was like so big. It's like, why you gotta be so big? Less lint, yes. Angela says AccuQuilt has a setting triangle die. Yeah, but this is different. When they make their setting triangle dies, they're made for particular sizes. They're made for their cube sizes, 4, 6, 8, blah, blah, blah. These are different sizes, and those won't fit for this. So they match their cube sizes. So I have never purchased a setting triangle die because I know how to do my math, and I just cut them from bigger squares. And I want to make sure that I have all of my straighter grain on the outside of my quilt when I'm doing that. I hate when we have to cut off extra pieces when you're squaring up, because then you've got bias edges out there. That's another reason I hate it. And what's so weird is that this quilt doesn't even have a border after you cut all of this on the bias. And then you got to go put it on a long arm with all this bias stuff. So you either got to stay stitch, which I highly recommend, or you need to put I might put a small sashing border around the outside of my quilt as well. We'll have to see. Because I just don't like bias edges left on the outside of my quilt. I'm a stickler about the straighter grain as much as possible on the outside of my quilt, especially if I'm setting something. So, but they got so many, they're different sizes. And by the time I'm going to recut them down, I've been on cut it from a square. So I have never even had the intentions of buying the setting triangle dies. I tried English paper piecing on the car, not a good fit. I'll say that for when I'm watching or listening to TV or a book. Maybe putting them on the paper wouldn't be so bad in the car, but trying to sew the pieces together may not be such a good idea when you first start. I like doing both kinds of cross stitch. Venus Thread in Georgia carries permacore, great price. Well, thank you. I've been purchasing stuff like whenever I need some. I haven't had to buy any, but I have been purchasing from Linda's Electric Quilters. And I would get it whenever they were on sale when I was buying. Inspired to Sew. Oh, that's AliExpress. I told them not to be sending me no. That's who's sending me stuff. Notifications. I put them on don't send me stuff, and it's still popping up. So I'm gonna have to go and delete the app. I'm trying to write this down. Venus Threads. And I'm writing this on my Micron thing for permacore. All right, so I know I won't be throwing that away. Like I got somebody's name written on here and don't know why I got it. I think it might have been somebody that had ordered a pattern and I just wrote their name down so I would remember, but then the paper got left in here. Because that's all I could think it is, because I don't know that name at all. So thank you, Elizabeth. Appreciate that. The Tessa quilt, yes. Virgie. Shoot, now the curtains are 2 inches too long. My arms aren't long enough to measure right. Oh, that's what she was sewing, was curtains. Good night, everyone. Dinner is calling. That's Eric. Good night, Eric. Thank you so much. He's probably long gone. Angela says, I'd sash bias is a trip. Yeah, because it's going to keep growing. And it's like, I do float my quilt tops, but still I like to know that I'm not stretching it as I'm putting it on, as I'm stitching it down, especially if I'm going all, I got the sides and everything as I'm rolling and it's hanging. I don't like bias edges hanging. So yeah, I will not be, I will have probably a thin sashing strip around the outside of my quilt once I square it up. Diane says, I would add some kind of border tee. And the quilt looks so pretty with no border. So I do understand why we don't have a border, but I'm going to have to put a 1-inch strip around it. I'm just going to have to do that. Okay, Elizabeth, that's cool. She says it's like $4 for white for the large spool. So that's pretty cool. I'm like you. I hate those wonky bias borders when quilting. Yes. Your quilt just keeps growing. So I don't normally do that. So I'll figure that part out when I get there. We're on row number 9. Oh, we're almost time for us to go. I got thread in my mouth. I'm hungry. I'm eating the thread. What did I eat today? I ate some rice and some catfish steak. I need some food. And it was a small plate. It was like a saucer plate. I'm trying to reduce what I'm eating, and then I start drinking water. And then I got hungry right before it was time for me to go live, but I smell my husband cooking, and I smell some food, so I know he got something out there. He put something in the air fryer. I think it was chicken. So that was really nice. So I don't have to figure out what I'm eating. So hopefully next week we'll have internet, because I'm calling to upgrade my internet service. Hopefully it works. I think they come on Thursday, I think. So we should have regular service on Tuesday. I'm kind of sick of it, so I'm like, let me see if we can make it better. Every once in a while, I'm spooling on the phone. Now, tonight, everything's working fine when I'm threatening to get it changed over. And they wanted to come yesterday. I was like, nope, I don't feel like being bothered with y'all right now. Because I have to, it's my main internet hookup is on my desk. And so I got to clear the desk area. And it's by my long arm, so I need to make sure I clear stuff out because I don't want them messing up anything. So unplug cords and everything like that, so they're not. It's not cords in the aisle, but I just want to clear it all out. I don't want them having to be maneuvering around cords that are under my desk and stuff. So I got my cutter right there. It's plugged in. I got an extra light. So, but I'm looking forward to better internet service, that's for sure. Hopefully. It better be better. Kathy says, gotta go. Have a great weekend, everybody. Goodbye, Kathy. Judy, do you get bored of the same color you're going to bind in, and then I just look like a large binding? I don't know. I hate binding too, especially on bed quilts if I'm hand doing it. Lately, I've been doing them on the machine just to give myself a break. I got so many quilts that need binding. It's at least 4 or 5 bed quilts that need the binding done to the back. Easily 4 or 5. And so I have been doing some of them by machine recently. But yeah, I don't like it. I do it because I have to, but I don't like it. Okay. I want to sew this on, take this one off, and put it on bottom of the stack. For the last one. Quilt Gal says, I use King Tut for long arm. I'm a 100% cotton girl. Masterpiece for piecing. And I do have some King Tut thread as well. I have to do a little bit of adjustment to quilt with it. But I had bought a lot of their thread for the variegated thread. So it takes a little bit of adjustment for me to use that. Signature variegated thread, I don't have to adjust, which is weird. So King Tut's a little bit thicker. And I piece with Masterpiece too, which is Alex Anderson's thread. I don't have it. Of course, the paper's not on it. But that's what I piece with is Masterpiece. And I buy the giant spools because the larger that's why I use a thread stand. Because the larger the spool you buy, the cheaper your thread is. So if you're buying, you go to a quilt show and you buy 5 or 6 smaller spools of thread, you do better to buy the larger cones. I recommend you do that with Orfeel if you are an Orfeel user. I used to, when I had my baby lock, I used Orfeel to fill my bobbins. But it's weird because my Casey Masterpiece, I don't know which one. One is a 2-ply and one is a 3-ply, but they're both the same weight. So they're the same thread. So I'm not buying Orfeel anymore right now because I'm buying Masterpiece in big spools. But they're the same weight. And now that I got these Bernina jumbo bobbins, I feel like I sew to the moon and back before I have to change a bobbin. I love it. All right. to the right. Okay, get up there. This one right here. Just want to make sure I'm not switching these pieces. It's important. When I saw this quilt hanging, I didn't realize that it was put together like this. I just liked it, and I go, oh, they made a mistake, and they put the same fabric right next to each other. I'm like, well, it happens, whatever. And then when I got the pattern, I go, oh my God, this is more than I thought it was going to be. But I am enjoying it. I like this. I really like it. So these two together. And then that other piece goes on the end up there. Now I got this unit all crisscrossing and everything. But when it's cut, it'll be perfect. Okay. All right. So that's row 9. And I'm just putting them on the floor in reverse order so when I press them, I can lay them out as I press them. Elizabeth said bye a while ago, says have a great evening, everyone. 11 p.m. here. Yes, we're about to get off of here. 1 more minute. Sandra says, sorry to be late. Greetings all. Hi, Sandra. That's Sandra Agger. Okay, Diane, she's air sewing. Cotton fabric with cotton thread. That is what I was taught, but it seems more long armors are using poly. Everyone to their own. You know, years ago, they didn't even have a 100% cotton thread. Like when thread first came out, it was all polycore. That's what permacore is. It's a polyester thread with a cotton coating over it. So the insides of the thread is polyester. I don't have any problems with it. It's got enough lint. So they're telling me it's got a lot of cotton in it. So I still use it. I had convention food today. Yummy. Turkey croissant with pasta salad and cheesecake for lunch. Wow. And steak, mashed potatoes, and green beans with salad and chocolate cake. Just gone, Betsy. Making everybody in here hungry. Remo says, I'm back. Just ordered the Go Big from your site, Misty. Girl, you got a go. You're something else. Well, thank you for using the link. Rhonda Barlow says, hello, T and everyone. Hi, Rhonda. Quilgal says, it's the dyes that make variegated thread thicker. Polyester doesn't lint and gives you less stitch problems. I don't have stitch problems other than I need to make sure I clean out the lint. So I don't have stitch problems with my permacore. And this is the thing. I was using permacore when there wasn't any other thread to use. I have been using Gamma long arm machine because I have a friend that used it, and I used to use her machine. She used to quilt for me, and then she started teaching me how to use it. And then she was charging me like very nominal fee to rent because I told her I wasn't going to use it for free because it was a Gamma. And so, yeah, that's the only long arm thread that was available when long arms first came out. And she was one of the first people to get it. And so, yeah, and I just have been a fan of it. I haven't seen any issues with it. It runs perfect in the Gamma machine. So that's what I use. I'm just not somebody for fixing something that's not broke. For me, it might do something totally different to somebody else's machine, though. Darlene says, have a good night, quilt friends. I have to go 9/11. Yes, good night, Darlene. We're going to be going out of here, too. Remo talking about not lending this one. Just need to be busy. Once for the 4-star, I can use the dye that comes with it. I don't know what dye comes with the Go Big. I don't know what dyes come with the Go Big. I haven't paid attention lately because they sometimes run different things that come with these dyes. So yeah, I thought it was. I don't know. I thought the cube came with the Go Big set. I don't know what dye comes with the Go Big. Isn't that crazy? I have to go look. Craft with Love says, congratulations on your Go Big, Remo. Virgil says, good chat and still haven't done any sewing. Everyone have a good night later. My brother says, good night, everyone. Stay safe. Remo says, it's the 1/2 triangle, half square triangle and square. But I need to know what size. I'll look it up and see if you can use it. So I have to do that. And Diane's even asking which die is that. Yeah, because you can get any half square triangle and a square. It's what size is it? Does it finish at? So that's the thing. Deanne Palmer says, wait. Greetings from Arizona. I just signed up for notifications. I love your tutorial. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's pretty funny. And Remo says, thank you so very much. Yes, I'll let you know in an email what size that is, that it's going to finish as, and if you can use it. Quick Guy says, when you think it's sewing, really, we'll check that bobbin is out or unthreaded. Yes. But up here, I have a notification. The thing is, it doesn't make any noise, which I wish it would ding. But it has a little flashing light up here on the Bernina. Now, I can't complain because on my Baby Lock, it's not the Elegante. Take stuff away and can't even remember the name of it. It's not the Elegante. It's not the Elissimo. That's the Elissimo over there. That's the one that I have set up to do permanent machine embroidery. And then this one, if I'm doing something where I have a part 1 of an embroidery and then I have to do a part 2, then I do part 1 over there, and then I always have 2 embroidery machines, and I do part 2 over here. So I do all my labels and stuff like that. It's set up. I can just cut it on, put my label in there, get it done. If I'm doing something that's in the hoop and it's got 2 parts or something, then I use both of them. So I haven't even done but 1 or 2 test pieces of machine embroidery. And then I had the nerve to give them to somebody as a drawing winner. Somebody won them with some kind of package I did. So that was pretty cool. Well, thank you, Deanne, for coming in. That's pretty cool. And we're going to get ready to go. So it's been great. Thanks to everybody that popped in here. I have no idea how many people came in here because my chat stayed at 18 all night. I told you all my count on my phone never updates as people are coming in and out. So I appreciate you all. See you all I'm going to see you all on Wednesday, 7 p.m. for live chat for 1 hour, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am going to not do my Tuesdays for a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to be going back to teaching dancing, but the class kept getting smaller and smaller, and I just feel like if I'm inconveniencing myself for 2 people, I don't mind doing that sometimes, but it's like, okay, you need to be real. I need to be real with myself at times too. I can't inconvenience myself all the time for other people. And Wednesday is a lot better for me because Tuesday comes too fast for me. So good night, everybody. We're going to go ahead and end here. I want everybody to stay blessed, be safe, and quilt out, everybody. See you next time. And I might have a haul.